Greetings, human life forms. I'm the Meister. Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today, I will be doing the Week 11 NFL 2020 predictions. First off, I would like to say, if you guys are new to the channel, you guys can subscribe if you want to. You guys can also like the video, share it with your friends, and all that fun stuff. But without further ado, I'm just going to get right into the swing of things here. So right now on the season, let me check my notes here. On the season, I am 83-48-1 on the season. I kind of changed my method for picking games. I thought about who had the better defense or the better offense, and then compare and contrast and whatnot. It does not work well. It works better to just stare at the logo and be like, okay, I think they'll win. That's better. It's worked better. So right now I am behind my dad by 3 games, so I need 3 games to tie him. I need 4 games to take the lead. And it's week 11, so we're starting to get into the home stretch of things here. So let's get into these picks. I forgot what teams they're on their bye, but you should know after I say them all. I know the Bills and Bears and Giants are 3 of them. I don't remember the 4th one. But let's get into it. So kicking off Thursday Night Football, we have the 6-3 Arizona Cardinals heading into Seattle to take on the 6-3 Seahawks. I'm glad this is a primetime game, even though I'm probably not going to be watching it. I know a lot of other people will, and it's going to be a good game. The previous time they faced off, it was game of the year. Most people are saying it's game of the year. I didn't really see the game myself. I saw a few clips here and there, but for the Seahawks a week ago against the Rams, I think the Bills could really expose the Seahawks offense a couple weeks back, and their offense has just been exposed. Their defense has always been terrible, so there's nothing really to expose there. Then we look over to the Cardinals. They had a game-saving, game-changing, Hail Mary, whatever you like to call it. It was one of the luckiest plays I've ever seen, besides from Deshaun Watson coming out of a double tackle. Like, he wasn't even touched. And it's going to be a tough game. I'm actually going to give this game here to the Cardinals just because Seahawks, like Russell Wilson, he's not been playing his best these past few weeks. And there's a lot of hype around this Cardinals team. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals here. Oh, that completely cuts off my face. Okay, so going off into the early window of games, the first game is the 4-5 New England Patriots, coming off a surprising win against Baltimore on Sunday night. Patriots defense was pretty dominant against the reigning MVP Lamar Jackson. Cam Newton and the Patriots offense did enough to outscore Lamar Jackson, but again, there was terrible weather conditions on pretty much the entire football game, but the Ravens still should have beaten the Patriots, and they could not. Patriots get a statement win saying, hey, don't rule us out just yet. And I'm not ruling them out just yet. I did a few weeks ago, but now I'm letting them back in. And they are going into Houston to take on the 2-7 Houston Texans. Fun fact for y'all. The Texans' only 2 wins came against the Jaguars this season, so that pretty much tells you what the Texans are right now. I don't really need to go into much detail with this game. I got to go with the Patriots here. I think this game is going to be a dominating win for the Patriots. I think they're going to win in all phases of the football. Texans might get a few scores in here and there, possibly. They're playing in a dome, so there's going to be no sucky conditions for either of these teams. So we'll really get to see how they're performing late in the season, but I still got to go with the Patriots here. So next up, still in the early window here, we have the 3-5-1 Philadelphia Eagles coming off an ugly loss against the New York Giants. A game that they just got dominated by the Giants. Like, watching the Giants dominate a football team, that's not Washington. Surprises the heck out of me. It's just, people are saying that, like, Carson Wentz is a terrible quarterback, but I've also read things saying that their offensive line is super beat up, which they are. So I think once their offensive line gets healthy, which I don't know if that's ever going to happen, I think Carson Wentz will play like he did in his 2019 season. But in this game, they're going into Cleveland to face off with the 6-3 Browns. I don't think they're going to be able to beat Cleveland here. The Eagles' defense, has not been playing that well, and the Browns' offense has a dominant running game, and Baker Mayfield is able to do just enough to help out this team. Defense, but I still see the Browns winning this game. I think the Eagles will put up a few scores, but I think that the Browns can definitely outscore this Eagles team. So I'm going with the Cleveland Browns here. Next up, we have the 2-6-1 Cincinnati Bengals coming off a blowout, which was expected against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hey, the Steelers are a really good football team, so it's what we expected. They're going into Washington to take on the 2-7 football team. This is kind of a tough game to choose, actually. The football team coming off a near comeback win against the Detroit Lions in Detroit. They're down about 3 scores or something, came back, took the lead. With a couple minutes left, when Matthew Stafford led the Lions down on an amazing drive to kick it off with a game-winning field goal for the Lions. So this game can go either way, honestly. My gut is telling me Cincinnati, so I gotta go with Cincinnati here. I'm going to go with the Bengals in this one. All right, next up, we have the 3-6 Falcons coming off. I don't even think they played this week. I think they're on their bye, right? I'm sorry, my paper's going to be in your face. Yeah, they're on their bye. Yeah, they are on their bye last week. So 6-3. Kind of a really rough start of the season, but they seem to be finding their rhythm. They haven't been blowing any leads recently. They've been getting leads and barely holding on to those leads. And we look over to the team that they're going to be facing off with in New Orleans, the Saints. So we know Drew Brees is going to be out. Jameis Winston most likely is going to be the starter for the next few weeks for the Saints. Saints are 7-2, by the way. Forgot to mention that. Jameis Winston has experience. He has, I think, 5 years as a starter under his belt. He's a solid quarterback. It's just the turnovers. It's just the stupid, silly turnovers that he constantly makes. At least a year ago he did. He looked okay in the second half against the 49ers. Not much else to say there. It's just if Jameis Winston doesn't turn the ball over, this team will be fine. Will he is the question, though. Against the Falcons have a pretty terrible defense. They have one of the worst defenses in the league. Everyone knows that. So I'm going to have to, especially with how the Saints defense has been playing with these past few weeks, I still got to give the win to the Saints here. In a close game, though. By 10 points. So for the Falcons, I don't know. Whatever. Let's just move on here. Next up, we have the 9-0 undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers coming off a expected dominating victory over the Cincinnati Bengals. At least I expected it to be a dominating win for them. As most people should expect it to be a dominating win, they are going into Jacksonville to take on the 1-8 Jaguars that almost pulled off the upset against the 7-2 Green Bay Packers. But that really doesn't say anything to me. It was a good game, but the Packers haven't been playing their best ball recently. Jake Luton has looked pretty good these past couple weeks that he's been playing, but Steelers, I think, have the best defense in the league. I'm pretty sure they do statistically as well, and they have a really balanced offense. So I don't see a chance here for the Jaguars to win. I think this is going to be another dominating win for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Until they lose the game, I'm going to probably keep picking them for the entire season. So I'm going Steelers. Next game, we have the 4-5 Detroit Lions almost losing by a comeback from the Washington football team, but still able to hold on to that lead with a last-second game-winning 59-yard field goal, which I'm going to tell you right now, Washington fans, it's better than losing by a Hail Mary, I'll tell you that much. For that game, I was just in disbelief that entire game against the Cardinals last week. I was just in disbelief. I didn't believe it. That was crazy. But Lions going into Carolina to take on the 3-7 Panthers. This is a toss-up game here. The Panthers have a really good offense. They have an elite offense with Christian McCaffrey on the field. They proved that against the Kansas City Chiefs, but defense still has a lot of problems. Lions have problems on defense as well, don't get me wrong. But this is a toss-up game. Any team can win this game. I'm going to have to give the edge out here to the Carolina Panthers, though, just because I believe in their offense more than I do the Lions' offense, and they're at home. So I don't even know if they have fans or anything, but I'm pretty sure they do. So going into the final game in the early window here, you have the 6-3 Tennessee Titans coming off an embarrassing loss on prime time against the Indianapolis Colts, which was a huge game because now you pretty much just handed the division to the Colts. I'm happy, but they're going to be in Baltimore to take on the 6-3 Ravens, another team that got embarrassed on prime time last week. This was against the New England Patriots, as I already talked about earlier. Ravens, their offense is falling apart. Not because they haven't been playing well, it's just that defenses have figured them out. So if they want to win games, their offensive coordinator definitely has to change up the play calls coming into these next games here. Defense, another kind of surprising part. Their defense has not been playing as well as I thought they would. I'm pretty sure they're the first number one in turnovers, but still, they haven't been playing as dominant as I thought they would be. And as we look over at the Titans, their defense looked solid the first couple weeks, and it just went down on decline ever since. And their offense, same thing. They've been going in decline as well. This is another toss-up game for me, honestly. I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to have a dominating win here, just because I think that their coaching staff is smart enough to realize that they need to change play calls and offense. And I think they're going to completely confuse the Titans' defense, and they're going to score on their defense. And on the Titans side of the offensive ball, I don't think they're going to outscore the Ravens. So, got the Ravens winning that game. So, we enter the late window of games. We have the 0-9 New York Jets coming off their bye week, so nothing really to say there. Is they're going to be in Los Angeles to take on the 2-7 Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers, My God, this team should not be 2-7, but they are. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they're 2-7. I literally have no idea how they're 2-7, but they are. Obviously, I'm gonna pick the Chargers here just because the Jets have Adam Gase as their head coach, which everyone knows. So there's no way the Jets are winning this game. It's gonna be a dominating 30-point win for the Chargers, like usual when it comes to facing off with the Jets. So, they got their game preview starting. That's nice. All right. Next up, we have the 6-3 Miami Dolphins. I didn't think it was possible, but Tua's getting it done in Miami. 5-win game winning streak, which includes Ryan Fitzpatrick in those first 2 games. A lot of people thought it was a bad choice to put Tua in this early, but apparently it's working out well for them. They're playing really good football on the offense and on the defense. A really balanced team right now. As they're going to be in Denver to take on the 3-6 Broncos. Another injury-riddled team. Drew Lock, he got an injury in the beginning of the year, but he hasn't been playing at all like we thought that Drew Lock would be playing this year. So now there's questions. The quarterback position, there's just questions all over for the Broncos again. Another wasted season. It's hard to go against the Dolphins here, so I'm going to have the Dolphins winning this game as much as I hate to say it. I think they can go 10-6 looking at the rest of their schedule, by the way. They're losing to the Bills. I swear to God, if we lose this division to the Miami Dolphins, I'm literally done. I will retire everything. We cannot lose to the Dolphins. Swear to God. Seriously. That'll be embarrassing. Okay, now we have the 7-2 Green Bay Packers nearly coming off losing to the Jacksonville Jaguars, which should be a big concern. But they're solid on offense, not so great on defense, mainly because of that running defense. It's terrible. Going into Indianapolis to take on the 6-3 Colts. Oh, my God. Oh, that's a tough one. I literally don't know who's going to win this game. This is another toss-up game. Colts have a really good defense, so limit the Packers' offense. Oh, my God. I feel like I like the Packers' secondary way too much than I should. I literally don't know for this game. I guess I'll go with the safe pick. I'll go with the Green Bay Packers here. This is a toss-up game, seriously. Triple OT. I literally have no idea. I know it can't go to 3 overtimes, but just saying because I literally have no idea. Okay, now we have the 2-7 Dallas Cowboys coming off their bye week, I believe. Yeah, they're coming off their bye week. Just super injured team. Super devastatingly horrible team. They're going into Minnesota to take on the 4-5 Vikings. Kirk Cousins! Yeah! Whoa! Getting his first Monday Night Football win of his career. Congratulations to Kirk Cousins. Congratulations to all you Vikings fans out there for finally seeing Kirk Cousins win a Monday night game on primetime. I gotta move the camera. Okay. Vikings. Dalvin Cook is just going to run all over these guys. I don't think I need to explain that much. So, going in Sunday Night Football, we got the 8-1 Kansas City Chiefs coming off their bye week. So one of the best teams in the league. They got the number 2 seed in the AFC. They are looking fresh as they are going to go into Las Vegas to take on the 6-3 Raiders. They've been playing pretty good ball, too. I know Las Vegas fans are probably super triggered this week about predictions because everyone's saying the Kansas City Chiefs, even though the Raiders beat the Chiefs already. But do you guys really think that you're going to beat Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes twice in the same year? It ain't happening. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Raiders fans. they have more talent than you, and they got a better coaching staff than you. So, oh, I'm good. Okay, Chiefs. I want Raiders to win. I really do, but I can't go against Patrick Mahomes. All right, so Monday Night Football, we got the 6-3 Los Angeles Rams coming off a statement win over the Seattle Seahawks. Their defense played amazing. They shut down DK Metcalf like he was a rookie wide receiver, even though they've been playing good. Rookie wide receivers have been playing good this year. Offense kind of struggled against the Seahawks defense, which is a concern because the Buccaneers have a good defense and a good offense. So I think this is going to be a low-scoring game here. But at the end of the day, against the 7-3 Buccaneers team, coming off scoring 46 points against a terrible defense, like I know, it's hard to go against the Bucs, man. I gotta go with the Buccaneers here. They got more talent than you guys. I'm sorry again. I don't want Buccaneers to win. Everyone knows why. Yeah, I just can't go against the Bucs in that game. So, anyways, you guys can tell me who you guys think is gonna win each game in the comments below. Of course, you guys can follow my Twitter and Instagram at @omeister for both of them. I'll not leave them in the link in the description because I'm recording on my phone and not my camera. So, you guys can also like the video if you guys enjoyed this video. You guys can subscribe if you're new. Again, I will also put this in my predictions playlist. Sorry I've been inconsistent with this. I hope to get consistent with this again soon. So, anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And as I say, Life Forms out.